The world now waits for Iran's response, uncertain if this act will ignite a wider conflict.
In Tehran, initial reports blamed explosions on technical failures, but the truth soon emerged. Iran condemned the strikes as blatant aggression and a violation of international law. Across the Middle East, governments called emergency meetings as the region braced for fallout.
The decision to strike was made in secret, involving only top national security officials. U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bombers flew undetected into Iran, targeting nuclear sites under cover of darkness. The operation aimed to minimize casualties while crippling Iran's nuclear infrastructure.
This is the story of diplomacy breaking down after months of rising tension. International inspectors were denied access to Iranian nuclear sites, and satellite images showed rapid uranium enrichment. Back-channel talks failed. The White House felt time was running out.
The world woke to shocking news. The United States has launched military strikes inside Iran. President Trump, in a brief Oval Office address, called the operation a necessary response to intelligence that Iran was weeks from a nuclear weapon. He insisted the goal was to dismantle Iran's nuclear threat, not start a war. The announcement sent shockwaves worldwide, raising urgent questions about what comes next. Experts say the element of surprise and the precision of the attack demonstrate U.S. technological superiority. Iran's air defenses were caught off guard, a major intelligence failure for Tehran. The message, no nuclear site, is beyond America's reach. The strikes were focused, targeting only nuclear sites, not Iran's military or government.
Israel was informed just hours before the strikes and voiced strong support, calling it a just decision.
Iran's key facilities are underground, but these bombs can penetrate reinforced concrete and mountains. The U.S. used GBU-57 bunker-buster bombs designed to destroy deeply buried nuclear sites. Bombers avoided Iran's heaviest defenses, aided by electronic warfare to jam radars and communications. The mission, Operation Desert Mirage, relied on surprise and deception. Military experts highlight the years of planning and intelligence behind the operation. The strikes targeted all known routes to a nuclear device, reflecting a comprehensive U.S. strategy. Iran insists its program is peaceful, but secrecy and denial of inspections fueled global suspicion. Intelligence suggested Iran had decided to weaponize, making the threat urgent.
The Arak heavy water plant could produce plutonium for a bomb. Hitting it shut down another path to nuclear weapons.
Natanz, the main enrichment hub, houses thousands of centrifuges. Strikes here aim to cripple Iran's ability to produce enriched uranium at scale.
While Iran claims peaceful intent, high-level enrichment is a key step toward a bomb.
The U.S. targeted 3 critical sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Arak. Fordow, buried deep in a mountain, is where Iran enriched uranium to higher levels. The strikes were surgical, but the fallout is spreading, fueling anxiety across the Middle East.
Airlines are rerouting flights to avoid Iranian airspace.
The U.S. State Department ordered evacuations from embassies in the region.
Protests erupted across Iran, and fear spread through neighboring countries.
Some analysts suspect domestic factors played a role, but the official line is clear: the threat was imminent.
The White House says the strike was driven by urgent intelligence, not politics.
U.S. forces in the region are bracing for rocket or drone attacks.
Iran could strike directly or use proxy militias like Hezbollah or the Houthis to attack U.S. interests or allies.
Iran's military is on high alert, and the world is watching for retaliation.
Iran's response was furious. Supreme Leader Khamenei vowed severe revenge on state TV.
The world is watching, hoping for peace.
The region's future hangs in the balance. Will this spiral into war or shock both sides into talks?
The UN Security Council is divided. Consensus is unlikely.
Russia and China condemn the U.S. action as a dangerous provocation.
U.S. allies urge restraint, fearing the collapse of diplomacy and a wider war.
President Trump says talks are possible if Iran abandons its nuclear ambitions.
Some experts say U.S. military resolve could force Iran back to the table from a weaker position.
The coming days will determine if this escalates or opens a path to new negotiations.
Iran's leaders have promised revenge, but any strong retaliation risks devastating counterstrikes.
The world stands at a crossroads, facing dangerous uncertainty.